Six-pack abs are a coveted symbol of a lean, fit physique. And it's true, your abs will show better at a lower body fat level, but just because you're lean doesn't mean you'll have great abs. Just like every other muscle in the body, your abs have to be built through progressive resistance training. Now, a lot can be accomplished with just bodyweight exercises, but that isn't what this video is about. Today, we're going to take a look at some of the best dumbbell exercises to build your six-pack. We're going to start with straight leg sit-ups. I like to call them a curl-up, as you need to curl your body up to really engage your abdominals. You tend to straighten out once you're in the top position, so it's important to remember to curl your torso again as you go back down in a slow and controlled manner. It doesn't do you any good to just drop back down, and if you can't control the descent, that's a sign you're not quite ready to do this exercise weighted. It can be done unilaterally, holding a dumbbell in one hand, which will require some additional core stabilization. Now, this is a good exercise, but the bent knee version is even better. It's more difficult, and when done correctly, you'll feel it throughout your entire rectus abdominis, especially in the lower portion of your abs. Now, you probably noticed I did both of these versions without bracing my feet. This keeps the engagement of the hip flexors to a minimum. You should still be conscious of keeping your back in a posterior pelvic tilt throughout the movement. The next exercise is the weighted crunch, which, when we do it with our legs up in the air and have our knees bent at a 90, almost completely eliminates any hip flexor activation. A lot of people think they're doing a full crunch when in fact they're barely, or in some cases not even lifting their shoulders off the ground. A full crunch will have your mid-back off the floor as well as your shoulders. That is one of the advantages of the sit-ups that I showed you at first. You can't fake a rep. You either did it or you didn't. The next exercise is a jackknife crunch. This levels up the intensity by adding in leg movement. Traditionally, you start with your arms straight up overhead and lift them up and forward as you crunch your abdominals, while simultaneously raising your legs. You could do this exercise holding a dumbbell in both your hands and feet, but for most people, the weight of our legs will probably be enough. Having a six-pack is only one part of core development. So next, we'll take a look at our obliques. The external obliques run down the sides of our core and is the largest of all of our abdominal muscles. So we're missing a big part of our ab training if we ignore them. The obliques do a number of different functions, one of them being to rotate our torso from left to right, like when we perform Russian twists. I've always liked doing this exercise with my legs raised, but if you're new to the movement, you can do them with your feet touching the floor or even straight out in front of you. When doing this exercise, you should lean your upper body back about 45 degrees to the floor. The farther you lean back, the more challenging the movement is. Hold the dumbbell in front of you while rotating your body, twisting at the waist. Some people have a tendency to just move the dumbbell with their arms, and this makes the move relatively ineffective. One of the most important jobs our core does is to stabilize the body, both in movement and under load. And one of the best exercises that we can do to accomplish this is the suitcase carry. This involves the obliques, rectus abdominis, which of course is our six-pack, and our lower back, which is part of the core. Really, it's a whole body exercise. What you want to do is choose a dumbbell that challenges you to maintain good posture while you hold it in one hand and walk, focusing on keeping your body properly aligned. If you don't have a heavy enough dumbbell to challenge yourself, try just holding the heaviest one you have while standing on one foot. This will give you much of the same result. Of course, this is a unilateral exercise, so make sure you repeat the movement while holding the dumbbell on the other side as well. Now watch this video next to see how you can develop a more defined six-pack using an ab wheel so we can keep working out while having fun. This is Lawrence from Fit and 50. We'll talk to you again in the next one.